Hello, today we are going to take a look at the mid-chapter review, and I'm going to model a problem so that you can do some on your own. Okay, so let's take a look at our problem. This says a group of 4 students is performing an experiment with salt. Each student must add 3/8 teaspoon of salt to a solution. The group only has 1/8 teaspoon measuring spoon. How many times will they need to fill the measuring spoon in order to complete the experiment? This is another possible real-life problem. When you buy measuring cups and measuring spoons, they only come in certain measurements. So a lot of times if you're cooking or baking, you have to do math similar to this. So it's a good thing we're practicing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just like we do with our word problems all the time, is I'm going to reread it in my head and I'm going to ask that you do the same, just so we can formulate a plan of what we're going to do to solve this. Okay, I came up with some steps that I think I need to take to solve this. Looking back at the problem, I see that it says a group of 4 students. I'm noticing that the 4 is spelled out F-O-U-R, so it doesn't stand out as a number. That's why it's really, really important to reread these problems and come up with what's the important information, what's the question asking, and what do I do to solve this. So I know that I have 4 students. Each student is responsible for adding 3/8 of a teaspoon to the solution. Okay, so I'm thinking 3/8 of a teaspoon 4 times because each student is doing it. But that's not what my question is asking me. It's not asking me how much salt. It's asking me how many times am I going to dump that measuring cup into the solution, or how many times am I going to fill that measuring spoon? So I'm going to draw out 3/8 of a teaspoon 4 times. So here I have 3/8, or here's eighths, right? And I have 3 of them shaded in. So this is representing 3/8 a teaspoon. My whole is a teaspoon, and I have 3/8 colored in, right? And I did it 4 times because we know that 4 students are doing this. So if I know that each of these boxes, right, each of these orange boxes and actually each of these white boxes represent 1/8, because I know that in one bar there's 8 of them, and I have 3 of them shaded in. So I have 3/8 shaded in for each student. I know that each of these is worth 1/8. So I also know that my measuring spoon is 1/8 of a teaspoon. So I can say that I know, just trying to get a pen here. Okay, I know that each time I fill my measuring spoon, 1/8, I'm going to fill it 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, right? So how many times did I fill it for that one student? I filled my measuring spoon 3 times because it's 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, right? I'm adding my unit fraction, 1 part of the whole. So I know that I filled it 3 times to get my total of 3/8. I also could have written it as a whole number multiplied by a unit fraction to get 3/8, right? So I know that I am filling that measuring spoon 3 times per student, right? So I filled it 3 times for this student, which means I would need to fill it another 3 times for this student, another 3 times for this student, and another 3 times for the 4th student. So I would be filling my measuring spoon 3 times per person times my 4 people to fill it 12 times. Now let's make sure we answer the question and make sure that makes sense. So if I know that there's 4 students, 3/8 of a teaspoon each student would fill it 3 times. There's 4 students, that makes sense. I answered the question. They would need to fill their measuring spoon 12 times.